Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to go through some frugal tips that help me save a lot of money. And this is going to be a part 2. So if you want to check out part 1, I think it was uploaded about a week ago. So go check that out. My very first tip for my grocery shop is do a grocery stock take. I like to see what I have in my fridge, freezer, and pantry. I like to write down a list and then base my meal plans based off what I already have at home, and then do a supplementary grocery shop if you need to top up. For example, if nothing's on sale in the shops that particular week, I'll just top up on some fresh fruit and veg, and then I'll just cook for my fridge, freezer, and pantry. This point leads into my next one, which is to reduce waste. So at least once a fortnight or once a month, I like to do a use it up challenge where I have a look at what I have at home and try and use up all of those ingredients to cut my grocery bills and reduce food wastage. That also links in with clothing. So for example, if you have a party, don't just rush out and go buy a new outfit for the party. Have a look at what you have at home first, because chances are you can go out with an outfit you already have rather than spending more money just for a singular event. And in a worst case scenario, if you absolutely have nothing to wear, which I highly doubt, you can borrow clothing from your siblings, your cousins, or even your friends. Take care of your belongings is my next point. Whether it's your desk, your home, your car, whatever it is, make sure you take care of your things, because if it's well taken care of, it won't need to be replaced as often. Plus, it helps build on your discipline levels, so then that way you won't rush out to impulse buy as much because you're gradually building on that skill of discipline. Speaking of discipline, that leads into my next point, which is if you're really disciplined, you're not going to fall into the hype of things. For example, if a new iPhone comes out and it's really popular, if you've got a strong level of discipline, you're not going to go out and buy those random products at the stores. And another example would be if you've got a really good level of discipline, you're going to treat treats as treats. So I know for someone like me, for example, I don't buy chocolates every week. I'll buy it to stock up either when they're on sale, or if it's a special occasion, or if it's holiday season. For me, if I'm constantly buying chocolate and sweet every single week, one, that's going to cost me more. Two, it's going to cost my body as well, because as we all know, sugar or overconsumption of sugar is really bad for the body. So for me, a level of discipline is restricting what I spend on junk food. The reason being is because it is an unnecessary expense and it causes the body more harm than any good. Like I said, I do have sweets and junk food every now and then, but it's not something that I want to create a habit from. Especially nowadays, I see junk food and sweets and chocolates, like there's like a serious problem. There's like an overconsumption, and that's like a trend nowadays. And another important point would be to either stop or at least reduce wasteful spending. And wasteful spending doesn't mean completely stop spending all money. That's not what it means. I'll give you an example of what I mean by reducing or stopping wasteful spending. For example, it's not a waste of money to buy a bar of chocolate, but it is a waste of money to buy a bar of chocolate at a convenience store that costs double or triple the price when you can get it much cheaper at like your local supermarket. My next point is to go through your cupboard, your spare rooms, declutter, pick out the clothing items that you don't use, and another option could be to resell it to get some money back. Now, this is not only restricted with clothing items, this could relate to furniture items or bed frames that you no longer need. And if you want to do a little side hustle, if you know anyone that's giving away free things that they no longer need, you can try and sell those items. You can turn your junk into some quick cash, because one man's junk is another man's treasure. My next point is some frugal hobbies. Some free activities that I love doing is going on walks, whether it's walking to the park, going on a coastal walk, hiking, or even reading. You can access free books at the library or even online. I know there's some websites that post free PDFs for books. Alternatively, I think Kindle also has some days throughout the year where you can download free books on your phone or your laptop or your iPad, whatever it is. And I've noticed as well, there's free audiobooks on YouTube that you can listen to as well, where there's no fees involved. Now, if you've watched this far into the video and if you think that everything that I've said is too difficult or too much work, there's really two things you can start off with to save money. One being make your own coffee or make your own hot chocolate rather than buying it at a cafe. And two, make your own lunch. Make your own dinner as much as possible, because every time you buy takeout, it's going to cost you a lot more compared to you buying ingredients and cooking from home. And don't forget, every time I explain these little tips, it's not always a benefit monetary to cook at home. It actually benefits your health as well, because as you can imagine, a lot of takeout stores add a lot of sodium, sugar, MSG, all these things that can harm your body. Even exercising, like going to the gym, costs quite a bit. I think it's like $30 at the moment in Sydney for most gym memberships per week. If you want to cut costs, see if you can cancel that contract, make sure there's no break fees, and run along in your block or visit the local park or see if you can go swimming at a local beach with shark nets. Whatever it is, there's a lot of cost-effective things to do to help you save money. Also, I've noticed a lot of parks are starting to introduce equipment as well, some like workout equipment that people can use. Obviously, it's not going to be as good as the ones you get at the gym, but some equipment is better than no equipment. Not all parks have these equipment, so you might want to do some research online before you visit your local park. And if you don't have a local park or beach near you where you can do some exercise outside, you can exercise indoor. You can access YouTube and research whatever exercise you want to do at home. There's plenty of videos, whether you want to do cardio or yoga. There's lots of free content on YouTube that you can search for in relation to fitness as well. On another note, in relation to grocery shopping, I'm not sure if I've mentioned this before, but make sure you shop on a full stomach, because you tend to buy less random things if you're full. I know for me, if I'm shopping when I'm hungry, I toss all sorts of things in my trolley, including snacks and treats that I'm not supposed to buy. So that's one cost-effective tip that I generally stand by, which is I don't go grocery shopping until I've eaten something at home first. Another grocery tip is to buy generic brands when you go shopping, because it's generally a lot cheaper and it's probably very similar, if not the same product. Also, make sure you utilize your flyby points if you're shopping at Coles and Woolworths reward points if you're shopping at Woolies. Those are the reward systems that we use in Australia. If you're from overseas, I'm sure you have reward systems as well, but I'm not too sure what they're called. If you have some other money saving tips that I haven't mentioned yet, please let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear, and I'm sure a lot of others are really interested in this topic as well. And another money saving tip is, if you have a dryer and it's not raining outside, make the extra effort to go out and hang your clothes, because as you all know, if you're living in Australia, electricity prices have skyrocketed. So I'm pretty sure you'll save quite a bit of money hanging your clothes outside. Another frugal tip I just wanted to let you guys know about as well is with coffee. Now, I'm not a huge coffee drinker myself, but I've heard that really frugal people, they don't throw out their coffee. So for example, if somebody is having a hot coffee in the morning and there's leftovers, they tend to put it in the fridge and use that to make an iced coffee for the afternoon instead of dumping out that half a cup of coffee. That's another frugal tip that you may want to consider. Anyways, this wraps up my video for today, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and don't forget to let me know in the comments if you have any other money saving tips, and please smash that like button and subscribe for me. Thanks for watching.